afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, September 9th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a time for change call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on this line. Make sure you bring something to write with. When is the moment when we are not and God is? When is that moment? It is a moment of absolute harmony. It is enlightenment. It is bliss, joy, peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness. The moment when we are not and God is. Maybe to some that was a little confusing. But doesn't it make sense that the God is within each and every one of us? And when we step out of the way, the God is there. It's like you're in a room and the sky is above the roof, but you can't see the sky because the roof is there. So you create an opening in the roof and you can see the sky, the whole sky. All of us are confined within the walls of our bodies and mind. And a lightening happens and all darkness disappears. So enlightenment begins the moment when you are not and God is. It is a moment of absolute harmony. It is a window that opens and you can see the whole sky. You are no more confined within the walls of your body and mind, and a lightening happens, and all darkness disappears. Osho. Enlightenment is the most Everest in human consciousness. I really don't believe that there is anything greater in this life to discover. It really is the peak of one's existence that naturally blossoms when we've reached a sweet, ripe maturity within every area of our lives. And full enlightenment is not just about reaching a transcendental state of bliss through meditation. The real deal means you've also integrated, this is an expanded understanding into your personal life. And when each of us, in our own way, have mastered our relationships, each of us have mastered our relationships with people, money, food, sex, health, our bodies, feelings, thoughts, and everything on our inner and outer world, then enlightenment simply finds you. It doesn't have to take very long, and the moment you discover a deep and complete peace within every area of your life, you will have reached the highest level of maturity and reveal what the enlightened state is all about. Some people think that it will take centuries to reach an enlightened state. Well, you are what you believe. Now, one can only achieve their highest enlightened state when one has grown, evolved, and come to know all parts of themselves intimately. The full ripening and maturity of each of our lives means that we have found peace with ourselves, which overflows into everyone and everything in our outer world. Enlightenment is a flowering of our divinity that naturally blossoms when we all have relinquished this inner battle within us. We have this battle that continually rages within inside of us. And it is only by experiencing truth on our own freedom happens. It is only by experiencing truth on your own freedom happens. Freedom is the fragrance of the experience of truth. Osho. When you discover the source of every thought, memory, and feeling on your inner worlds, you will instantly liberate yourself from them. Okay? So when you discover the source of every thought, memory, and feeling on your inner world, you will instantly liberate yourself from them. And the experience of enlightenment is something quite mysterious and very challenging to capture with words. It's kind of like a state of profound presence that is coming from the beyond and is heading back into the beyond. Now, the beyond is, we have these different states of existence. We have a state of existence within this body. We have a state of existence into pure consciousness. And then we have a state of existence in beyond pure consciousness, beyond creation. Now, if you're an individual who wants to traverse this spiritually advanced path, and I believe every one of us are, there's a few things that we would want to know about the various levels of maturity. So if a man becomes enlightened in a Himalayan cave, then later returns to the city to find himself overwhelmed with stress, strife, and struggle, he hasn't reached his full maturity yet. The ultimate maturity means you are always abiding at your peaceful center. Always abiding at your peaceful center. Breathing deeply as the I, the letter I, of the hurricane. Enjoying the cosmic play spinning around you. So this level of maturity comes with tremendous awareness, a consciousness that burns through the ego mind and doesn't let you get snagged in the cyclone of people's drama. So in other words, you could go somewhere and you could, hang out in a cave or in a mountain somewhere in the woods, and you can become enlightened, let's say. And then later, you return to your life, your experience, to the city, town, whatever, to find yourselves overwhelmed with stress, strife, and struggle. So you can be enlightened in separation of your city where you live and everything, but when you leave that, you take on the stress, strife, and struggle. So you're not fully mature yet, because the ultimate maturity means you're always abiding at your peaceful center. You're breathing deeply as the eye of the hurricane, enjoying the cosmic play spinning around you. This level of maturity comes with tremendous awareness, consciousness that burns through the ego mind and doesn't let you, any of us, get snagged in the cyclone of people's drama. Now, the result for us, the result of constantly abiding at our peaceful center, is the continuous realization that a perpetual state of joy, bliss, love, and freedom is always at the source of who you are. Now, these realizations lead one into the ultimate maturity, which ironically has the qualities of trees in a bamboo forest. Each individual tree contains an incredible strength, as well as amazing flexibility. Now, their roots are deeply intertwined, and this allows them to connect with the souls of everyone around them. Now, creating a feeling of a tight, loving family with every new sprout that joins the forest. And this is so important right now on this planet. Wayne Dyer said this. When you judge another, you do not define them. You define yourself. When you judge another, you do not define them. You define yourself. True maturity is something that we often misunderstand in our society. This enlightened maturity is unique in that it contains a childlike playfulness at our core, a constant state of receptivity to each new experience, and a profound humility that stems from the willingness to merge with everyone's heart. Now, although a peaceful stillness is always found at the very core of the mature soul, they are easily inspired, outrageous in their ideas, and simply excited about being alive in this amazing multidimensional universe. Alive. See, this universe, I don't think a lot of people view it this way, but the universe has multi-dimensions and realms. This particular universe. So there are literally thousands of dimensions within this universe. Now you look at let's say an immature soul. It's easy to identify and understand this is not judging, okay? This is an immature soul is easy to identify because he or she will put others down to lift themselves up. This is an immature soul. Doesn't make them lesser or anything. They are from the same source creator. All of us are from. But this is the immature soul. Whenever, and if you find yourself doing this, when you put others down, to lift yourselves up. And since these immature souls, since they abide in ego, they always live in a constant state of insecurity because they haven't yet found the courage to venture deep within inside themselves. I had this conversation with many people, and they have a fear that they just don't know, that they're fearful of venturing deep inside themselves, to the very core of their being. And they discover the vast cosmic consciousness and all-forgiving love that's always there. You imagine that. Immature souls have, and it doesn't matter if they're 90 or 100, they have a fear of venturing deep within inside themselves, the very core. So we look at, this is where the confusion comes in. Well, that's a mature, I'm mature. Maturity certainly isn't something attained through age or adulthood. We should know that. There are many children these days who are more mature than many adults, and the numbers seem to be increasing. And the ultimate maturity comes through a welcoming of the large variety of different hot and cold experiences life gives us. It is a willingness to patiently bear the emotional storms of life, knowing always that everything is temporary, and this too shall pass away. And this is a cosmic understanding, and it leads to the ripening of the consciousness. Only the ripe fruit falls to the ground, Osho. When your consciousness is fully ripe and mature, your burdens, difficulties, and problems in life will naturally fall away. all of us, in our own way, will stop manifesting them. We'll stop creating them into reality. We'll stop doing that. We'll stop creating our burdens, difficulties, and problems in life. They'll fall away. Because our consciousness will be so high that we couldn't be entertained or hooked by the ego mind's illusion once again. We all, in our own ways, are stepping up and out, vibrational frequency-wise, on this planet. I don't believe that any one of us exactly are experiencing the same things. There might be just a little slight bend with each of us on the experiences we're having with this transition. But we must know that this Mount Everest of enlightenment is tremendously high. And there are many old unconscious patterns from our past that need to resurface to be transcended along the way. Now, to climb this peak in our Sunday slippers simply means the journey wasn't a real adventure, yet only a lazy stroll through our neighborhood park. If you yourself are spiritually awake, you will find yourself falling back into your ego's dramatic play again and again and again. So don't do whatever you do, not be discouraged. This is just one stage of our ripening process. The secret here is consciously allowing yourself to fall back into ego mind, and when it happens, do it with utter awareness. Be aware of it. That's the springboard. You're aware of it. Do you know how many of us aren't? How the ego plays us? And the ego isn't even real. It plays all of us. But when it does happen, as we are transcending, when we fall back into the ego mind, make sure that you do it with utter awareness. You bring pure consciousness into the ego mind and let the two merge. Pure consciousness is the God within us. Bring the God into the ego mind. Let the two merge. This will burn away our past karmic conditioning faster than chanting 1 billion mantras and truly liberate you. We're all swinging on this pendulum that flows between the ego and the spirit. Watch a pendulum. It flows between the ego and the spirit. And there's no getting off this ride until you have mastered it. Remain all the time steadfast in the heart. The God within you will determine the future for you to accomplish the work. What is to be done will be done at the proper time. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. Abide in the heart. Sri Ramana Maharishi. This mastery is each of our journeys into maturity. It's each of us. It's a mastery. It's our journey into maturity. So with pure awareness, meet and greet every ego mind you encounter. Watch how the ego rises and falls all the while you are witnessing it. Relax at the core and in a state of awe of this great pendulum. See, we know we can put one foot in front of the other. We kind of know there's the God within us. And we also, I think innately, we realize that we don't run from anything. We don't, especially ourselves. So it isn't a negative when we fall back into the ego mind, but it is wonderful that you are now with utter awareness of that when it happens. And then you bring the God, merge the God into the ego mind. And all your karmic conditioning will burn away faster than chanting 1 billion mantras. And I've chanted close to that. And this is a wonderful pendulum that we're all on. And we're swinging back and forth. And we're not going to get off until we've mastered it. So we're on this ride until we've mastered it. And it's all just progression. It's embracing the universe as your bestest friend, and it's having the confidence through the heart-mind, and it's being centered and focused into the core of you, the God of each and every one of us. So guess what? The ego will try to get us to judge one another. It literally will. And we refrain from judging anything. Because as we judge others, we're literally judging ourselves. As we ridicule others, we're literally ridiculing ourselves. A lot of people think they know this, but it's a little trickier than that. Because every time you get that feeling of the ego, you know what it's doing. It's just say you fall into it. You say, fine. The God within me meets the ego mind, and they are merged. And you find yourself falling back into your ego's dramatic play again and again and again. It's just one stage of the ripening process. It's not earth-shattering. It's practicing to remain all the time steadfast in the heart. And the God within us will determine the future for us to accomplish the work. How many conversations a day do you have through your heart mind with the God within you? Ask yourself. How many times do you fall back into the ego in the course of a day? And you're utterly aware of it, though. It's not negative. There really isn't any positive or negative. It's just a state of being. You, all of us, choose the state of being. We can choose a state of being within the God, within the core of each and every one of us, or we can choose a state of being externally and the incessant ego mind chatter. So it's our choice. All along knowing that, yes, okay, so we fall back into ego. In and out, in and out, in and out. And we're aware of it. So I would say, I believe the most powerful way is to merge the God with the ego mind. And you watch a lot of things will just burn away and melt away. So it's choice, each of us. Remain all the time steadfast in the heart. Remain all the time steadfast in the heart. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are, and the things just like being in a cave and becoming enlightened while in the cave, but then leaving the cave and going back to the city and then experiencing many negatives and stresses and worries and anxieties. You stay in the heart. You stay in the heart. So the body relaxes. It lets go of all of the anxieties, stresses, fears, tensions, everything. Where did they come from? They're implemented and instigated by the ego mind. That's where they come from. That's it. The minute you start worrying, stressing, and fearing, the ego mind goes into overdrive. And how often do you realize that it stays with you? You notice that? It stays with you. It keeps bubbling back up. And you get this strange feeling. So the body releases all of the illusions that your ego mind has been projecting to you. All the illusions, you let them go. Body relaxes. We move into the now. And the now is all that we really do have. It is all, we're always in the moment to moment, the space between heartbeats. You'll know when you're not in the now. It's a great thing to become consciously aware that you know I'm not now. I'm here. I am in the past again. Ego mind is hammering me. Or, what the heck am I doing in a future that doesn't exist? Ego mind is hammering me again. So I choose to stay in the now. Just like you choose to stay in the heart. So what does the now do? It stills the mind and the ego. It stills the ego mind. And the two of those, the ego doesn't exist. It is conjured up by the mind as an ally. And so the ego then begins to dictate to you just ridiculous, off-the-chart stuff that many of us will embrace and turn in and create into a reality. Some of us will go into the past. We all do. It's not, it's not a earth-shattering thing. We have things that will remind us of certain things, and then we kind of wander off into our past and reminisce and, reflect and go through different thought processes and heart experiences. And then we leave it, and then we're in the now. But what happens to many, what happens to many of us is that we'll go into the past, just, reminisce, and then there's the now, but then we skip over the now. We go around it, and then we go to the future. Now, the future's not really there because you're only in the now, creating the future, and the past is gone. This is why a lot of us get trapped in the past, and we bring the past into a future that doesn't exist, and we create the future from that past, relive the past in that future. A lot of us are running around every day, and we're saying, it feels like I'm going nowhere. It feels like I'm just running in circles my whole life. What the heck's going on here? So, in the now, we still the ego mind. In the now, we move into just moment to moment. Whatever it may be doing and what you're doing right in this now moment. How do we stay in the now? Well, one of our helpers is our breath. And we're breathing all the time, whether we acknowledge it or not. It's just taken for granted. But we breath in through the nose, nice and easy, and we breath out through the mouth. The breath is divine positive energy. It is absolute divine positive energy. It sustains the physical vessel that holds the energy, our breath. And we're relaxed right now, and we're seated or laying, whatever. And we have 7 energy vortexes that run through the center of our bodies, all the way up through the spine to the top of the head. These are known as chakras. And each of them look like a flower, all different, with a geometrical shape in the center. And they're beautiful, vibrant lights. That's what we call them wheels of light. And our chi, our prana, our God energy, flows through these chakras. And so our breath is divine positive energy. Everything's energy. And so we start with the root chakra, the Muladhara. This represents our foundation and feeling of being grounded. It's located at the base of the spine in the tailbone area. You'll find it in the coccyx. Emotional issues, survival issues, such as financial independence, money, and food. You know that your root chakra is messed up if you're having issues and worry about financial independence, money, and food. The physical association is your spine, your rectum, your legs, your arms, and circulatory system. If any of those areas are stressed and you're having issues, it's connected to the root chakra. Then we move to the orange wheel of light, the Vadhisthana. This is the sacral chakra. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's located in our lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. What are our emotional issues that are connected with this chakra, the Vadhisthana? This is our sense of abundance. If we have worry, of fear, that we don't have a good feeling of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality. In the physical association are our reproductive organs, our kidneys, our bowels, our immune system. We're living in an illusion, guys. These are our connections to our reality, since we are all supreme reality, to understand the structure of who and what we are. We move to the golden or yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is our ability to be confident and in the flow, in the mastery of our lives. It's located in the upper abdomen, in the stomach area. Its emotional issues are self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. Too many of us have such low self-esteem. It's connected to the Manipura, the solar plexus chakra. And the physical association is the central nervous system, the pancreas, the liver, the digestive tract, the skin. Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata. It's our ability to love. It's the center of our chest, just above the heart. The emotional connections are love, joy, and inner peace. Our physical association, our heart, our thymus, our lower lungs, our circulatory system, our immune system. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. This is our ability to communicate in our throat. What are the emotional connections with this? High or low? Communication, self-expression of feelings, the truth. If you come across someone who is constantly lying or being deceitful, they definitely are having issues in the throat chakra. Physical association, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we go to the third eye chakra. The indigo wheel of light, the ajna. It's our ability to focus and see the big picture. It's in the forehead between the eyes, called the brow chakra because it sets right between the eyes and the brow area. Emotional issues or connections, intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. How many of us on this planet are still in bicameral mode and can't make decisions? Physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. And then we bring that divine positive energy, our breath, also our chi, our prana, our life force, God energy, to the crown chakra, the asra. this is the highest chakra, and it represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. These chakras are gateways. They're connections from the spirit to the physical and back again. It's at the very top of our head. Our emotional connections, high or low, inner and outer beauty, our connection to spirituality, our pure bliss. And the physical association is the pineal gland, the brain, the nervous system. This is a violet wheel of light. Now we bring all this powerful frequency and energy, and we hold it at the top of our heads, just a little bit back from the center, and we hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. In that brief moment, we compress and condense it into pure liquid energy. And then we release it over the pineal gland. Why the pineal gland? Because this pineal gland is very important to us while we're in the physical form. It is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It is the gateway to pure consciousness, the God, and beyond. So it is imperative that it is fully functioning, healthy, and happy. So when we release this pure liquid energy over it, it blooms. I look at it as a rosebud, a green ball. Some look at it as a prune, a pine cone, a raisin. But however you view it, release the frequency, the energy over it, and watch. I watch as the rose blooms, and it has multicolored petals, and it's vibrant, and it has a wonderful fragrance, and it is eternal, which means it does not deplete. And the gateways are all sprung open. They cannot be closed. And we travel effortlessly whenever we choose. We're all consciously aware that each of us is of and from the highest of deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude. That means always. And we merge the God with the body, the pure consciousness within. We merge everything as one, as it is anyway. But then we acknowledge it and we merge it as one. The heart, mind, the pure consciousness, the God, the body, the higher self, the spirit, the soul, all pieces of the one. And as we do this, we are heaven on earth. We are the heaven on the earth. How can this not become a paradise? How can it not be a God planet? How can it not have bliss and joy 24/7? Experiencing it every single step. It can't not. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is a civilization that vibrates at a much higher frequency than we do. Are they any, more powerful or special? No. We're all divine perfection. We're all from divine creator source. So we don't see them like we see each other, but boy, do we meet them. And we meet them all through this existence, and it's always enjoyable. It's not that you acknowledge it right away. No big whoop. But after you're done talking, you know immediately it comes from the God within you. It was an angel. That was a wonderful interaction. I'm very grateful for that. And they love interacting with us. They just love it. They love us. They love themselves. They love us. We're all one. They've been assisting us for a very long time as we have been them. As many as 50,000, 60,000 can surround any one of us at any one time. because of their frequency, they can have many in a small area. And they're consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, many, many, many more. These are those who have mastered ascension out of body and hold God form, pure consciousness. Sometimes they'll come into physical form to do a couple of things. Most of the time, they're assisting us. Are they fragments of us? Are we fragments of them? Yes. We are mastering ascension, and we're now inhabiting physical form to experience. They, just like all of us, are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Now, we're all gathered at the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation and the forming of the circle of light. And we're compelled because we call out to all of the other aspects, facets, reflections of all of us, all from Creator Source. And so we call out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And they are only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming the circle of light. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this universe in its entirety. They come in trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Many, many, many civilizations and species. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of the off-worlders, galactics, celestials. We're only familiar with a fraction, a handful. And over 1,000 would travel through the solar system every day. This includes the ones that we're familiar with, the species and the levels of these civilizations. And the Pleiadians, Sirians, Andromedans, Arcturians, Zeta Reticuli, feline. We have the Gray, the Nord, the Draco, the Reptilian. We have the Golden Pyramid. We have the Avion. And we're all, within each of us, is pure consciousness, is the God. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided excited to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in this meditation will form this circle of light. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us. We're only familiar with a handful of them. They come in the trillions in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, of which we've only seen 1% of them. And the ones we are somewhat familiar with are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And they are with us now. We're all assembled from every existence, all in the highest of the highest high of deep eternal love. Highest frequency, source creator. All of our gods together, we're all as one. And we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness and kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We are all one, we are all God, and we are all love. We form this massive circle of light around the equator of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in this meditation. It is the God within each of us that is the light. It is pure consciousness that is the light. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of space. And it floods everything and everything with the purest of deepest eternal love. All of our brothers and sisters, this entire planet, inside, now, above and below. And it is eternal. So any of the low vibrational frequencies cannot exist in such of a high frequency. It is because we ascend into higher frequencies, higher dimensions, higher realms of existence. And it is because of us that we are doing this. So we begin to ascend up with this circle of light. And as we do, we're met with a gossamer field of spectacular proportions, of trillions of reflective mirrors reflecting trillions of vibrant colors in every direction. These are facets and pieces of all of us gathered in this meditation. Total, massive. And we're met with emerald green flaming healing light. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are, from head to toe, inside and out, imbued with an impenetrable God-light energy, white fire armor, that any external power, external reality, even illusions, cannot penetrate ever our armor. power or authority. But only you have the power that if you choose to lower your frequencies, your vibrational frequencies, low enough into the lower dark matter survival frequencies, you will create a breach in your armor, just enough to allow them to come flooding in. If you do this, whether consciously or unconsciously, you can then call in, we are met with the purple transmuting flame. This tower reminds us that we can call the purple transmuting flame in to transmute these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralite substance, sending them back to pure consciousness where they no longer exist. We then are met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, purify, cleanse, harmonizing our white fire armor, sealing the breach, and reinstating our godlight energy and deep eternal love. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column that reminds us that the love that we are made of and from, the core, the very core of our being, of deep eternal love, as we were created by Source Creator. We see it in sunsets, sunrises. We see it in rainbows. We see it in our skies, our oceans, our forests. It is everywhere, and we're taken aback. We're in awe of it, because we're viewing the love that we all are. It is a reflection of the gods within each and every single one of us. So we continue to elevate above the planet, this massive circle of light. And the circle of light is so brilliant, it would take over 1 billion of the suns in the solar system to even come close to it. It's brilliance. It's radiance. And imagine and see this through your heart minds, that this is flooding and saturating all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. Feel it and see it through the heart mind. Be it. So as we continue in our levitation, our ascension above this planet, some of us step outside our physical bodies and we float eversely above it. And as we come into view, we see this massive crystalline light tower. It's larger than the solar system, so it isn't difficult to view. You see right through the shaft of it, as we've designed it, you see this kind of oblong aura. It's got waves in the center, a golden white light that's pulsating out with just trillions of vibrant colors that come out in soft, warm waves. And they saturate everyone, all of us, in deep eternal love and gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, peace, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, flooding all of us eternally, forever, lifting us constantly, so that we may become aware of the gods that we are and reside there permanently. So we look at the top, we've designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees all around. And the golden ocean floods and saturates and bathes each and every one of us eternally. Deep eternal love, deep eternal gratitude, bliss, peace, joy. This is all what we're made of. This is our constant. This is our natural state of being. Golden ocean. Each of us are a drop of the golden ocean. And we also, each of us, that drop are the essence of that ocean. We continue to ascend. We see our meditative sphere. We all created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It holds well over 900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. I mean, eternally, all of our intents across existence from all universes gathered here to liberate this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. And it is being liberated. And we will see it everywhere if you haven't already. This sphere continues every day to expand. It can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. Absolute pure bliss. See all these waves through your heart minds. Feel them. Feel the warmth, the softness, and the peace within you. Embrace it. Be it, because you are. Feel it. Non-stop. We each are maturing. This is part of our journey. Our souls are advancing. This has nothing to do with adulthood. We welcome every experience. And we are willing to patiently bear the emotional storms of life, knowing always that everything is temporary. And each thing passes away. All of your burdens, difficulties, and problems, when you reach full right maturity of your souls in life, in this life, will naturally fall away. You'll stop creating into reality and manifesting them because your consciousness will be so high that you couldn't be entertained or hooked by the ego mind's illusion once again. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close us out. enter a blissful harmony that's absolute. And you're no longer confined in the walls of your body and mind.